Okay everyone, I've got a 65 plate Mondeo 2 litre diesel. What I'm going to do, I'm going to replace the clock spring which is behind the steering wheel. If you don't know what a clock spring is, it's like a wound up tape of wires. It enables your steering wheel to be turned from lock to lock, and also have things like switches like this fitted in your steering wheel so that the actual switches work. It's a way of making the contacts from the steering wheel to further on into the car. I'm going to replace this clock spring so you can see how it's done, and I'm going to replace this switch pack in the steering wheel, because these switches, they actually do go wrong when they get pressed enough. They do fall to pieces. So I'll show you how that actually comes out of the steering wheel. Right, the first thing we need to do is remove the airbag. I did make a video on showing how these airbags come out of these steering wheels. You can watch that here. I'll show you this hole in a minute so you can see it once this is out of the way. But what you need to do once this bottom half is out is just push the actual whole airbag upwards, and then it should release from the top, like that. If you feel safer disconnecting the battery on the vehicle before you unplug the airbag wiring, then feel free to do so. But what you do, you get your screwdriver in there, pop that tab up, and then you can just pull the connector straight off your airbag. And there's another little connector at the top here. You just push the red tab forward, then you can press the black tab down, and then it comes out. And then your actual airbag you can remove. So to quickly show you how that airbag is released, there's a little hole in the bottom of the steering wheel, and you put a little round screwdriver in the end and push the screwdriver in the bottom of that steering wheel like that. And when you push that screwdriver, you see how it releases the clip. It will push the clip in and release the airbag. There's another multi-plug at the top of the steering wheel above your centre bolt. There's a little tab. You'll just pop the tab down and you can pull this multi-plug out. And it just pops out like that. Right, I'm just going to straighten this steering wheel up to its level. There's a 24mm bolt here in the middle of the wheel we've got to undo to remove the steering wheel now. So I'm going to bang my socket on there, and this wheel will be loose the moment I undo this nut. In actual fact, that wasn't tight at all. So now I'll undo that bolt. There, it's quite a small one actually. It doesn't matter if the ignition key is in ignition or not. Once that bolt is out, all you've got to do is basically slide the wheel off nice and gently, and make sure that your airbag wire, you slide through the hole in the steering wheel. I don't know if you can see that properly, yeah. So you don't snag the wire, then that will come out of there and you can remove the wheel altogether. And this unit here is your clock spring. We've now got to take our cowlings off the steering column in order to remove it. There's a lever underneath the steering column that you will pull forward, and then you can pull the whole steering column forward, and once it's forward, obviously lock your lever back into position to stop it going back in. At the front end of the lower casing there'll be like a Torx 25 screw you'll have to remove, and at the back end of the casing there's a little plastic cap you have to actually take off out of the way, and underneath that little cap there is a 7mm bolt that you need to take out. The two halves of this casing are literally clipped together now, so you can just pry with a screwdriver and the top one will just pop off like that. Then you can literally just leave that hanging up there. You don't have to take it off anymore. The bottom half, you can just pull it out over the ignition barrel, and that will literally just come down. And we're nearly there. I'm hoping I'm not boring you too much. There's one little connector at the bottom of this clock spring. You just pop the tab in with your finger and it will pop out. Okay, there are now 4 Torx 10 screws, one on each corner of this clock spring. You just undo and remove all 4 of them screws, and now that's it. it is all totally ready to come off. Just give it a little pull and the whole unit will just slide straight off the steering column. Okay, let's crack this puppy out the box. There we go. You'll notice it comes with this white clip in it. That's to stop the actual unit from turning, because if you were to turn this around too far, you can break the wires inside here. So we'll leave that in place until we're all finished and put it back together. Just to note here, when we're actually refitting this new clock spring, there's a set of terminals here and you have to locate them with the terminal block on our steering column. So I'll just slide our new unit over our column and notice our terminal block at the top. Just make sure that's lined up and that will literally pop into place. You can't go far wrong when refitting this clock spring because there's little poppers that fit into these holes next to where your bolt holes go. So it all sort of like snaps into position quite nicely. Now we're on, we can refit all 4 of our Torx 10 screws there and refit your wiring block terminal there. I find it best to actually refit the lower half of the steering column counting first. You just have to like pull it out a little bit and hook it over your ignition barrel, and they generally snap back into place quite easily. The top half of this cover, it just has little clips which just basically push into holes in this bottom half. So as long as you're watching where you're going, you can just line the clips up and then just lower it down and they'll pop into place. So, like that. Nice and easy. Now obviously refit your 7mm screw back into the bottom of this cover and screw that back up, and refit your Torx 20 screw back in the front of the cover. And don't forget to pop your little blanking plug back into place. Bingo. Alright then, time to pull the firing pin. Just grab hold of it and pull it. And it comes straight out. Right, we're going to change the switches in this steering wheel now. This is fairly straightforward. The screws holding this switch are held from behind the switch. So what we've got to do, we're going to grab this bit here and we're just going to pull it. And the whole lot will literally just pull out of the wheel. It's just on poppers. So literally just grab hold of it and pull it forward. The whole lot just comes out like that. And there you have it. One whole assembly complete with switches. So you'll notice there's just little poppers that push into the steering wheel. So this whole frame, it literally comes out really easily. There's 2 at the bottom there as well. Right, I'll flip this over, push the tab in and pull the block connector up, and then really all you've got are 3 Torx 25 screws. And that switch pack will just come straight out now. It'll just lift off. There you go, simple. You can just lay your new one in. You can't get it wrong, just line the bolt holes up. That'll just practically fall back into position. And then just stick your 3 screws in. Wind them down. There, in you go. Wata. Pop your wiring connector back in. Bingo. New switches. Woohoo! Okay, this is simple enough. Just kind of lay it back on, and all it literally does is pops back in. Just press it down and that will just press in onto the poppers. Nice and simple. Done. Right then, let's go for a drive back to the car. So when you're about to refit the steering wheel, just make sure your plug connector on the clock spring is at 12 o'clock. Your steering wheel is sitting at 12 o'clock. and feed your airbag wire through the top hole of the steering wheel, and then we can locate our steering wheel onto our hexagon, and the two yellow poppers will come through the centre of the wheel, so you can't get it on wrong. Right, we'll take our bolt and we'll put that back so we can actually whack the steering wheel back down nice and tight, and I'll tighten it up nice and tight. Right, and now you can take your main block connector and plug that back in. But now it's just a straightforward case of refitting your multi-plug connector onto your airbag and fit your centre airbag connector in the centre of our airbag. There, make sure that orange clip is clipped down properly. It's easier if you push the top of the airbag into the steering wheel first. You'll see these like hooks, one either side. Just press them in to the top of the steering wheel, and once they're in, push the whole airbag down a bit. Give it a little bit of a press down, and that'll go in. Then you can press the bottom of the airbag and it'll all pop in. And if it all goes back in properly, you'll be able to sort of like press the airbag as if you were pressing the horn, and you should hear it clicking. Because if you don't get these in properly, sometimes they can get stuck and you won't be able to press one half of it. So just make sure that's all pressing properly. Ignition on. Let's see if our buttons work. Give the old buttons a press. As I whiz through these buttons, driver assist, tyre monitor. Yep, that all seems to be working fine. Fuel economy. I would say all our buttons are working hunky-dory. Right then, that was simple enough. Until the next time, see ya.